People are saying that JK was recently spotted on the window of Winter's home. We also have a stalker allegedly following them, as well as HYBE removing videos of V. So hey Dumplings, it's Dave Disci, let's get into it. People have been very concerned over recent videos being removed of V, and it seems as if HYBE is allegedly removing them. And a lot of people are concerned over this, limiting the visibility that V might have online. This has been ongoing for several years now, and a lot of people haven't noticed that there has been a statement or anything like that as to exactly what was going on. And the conspiracy theories reign rampant, with a lot of people saying that this is Min Hee-jin's responsibility and that this is what she's doing. First off, there is no credible evidence that Min has been behind any of this stuff. The theory goes as she was one that directed or worked on a lot of projects that he was a part of, and thus she copyrighted a lot of the things that fans were posting, and a lot of those videos were then taken down. That's important to note that the videos that were taken down happen to be mostly of V, with a lot of the other members not having any of their fan cams or stuff taken down at all. These are not official pages, as I mentioned. These are fan pages that are posting the content and fan-made content, and maybe just like interviews that were just like maybe dedicated to showing V. Those were taken down, and then of course there are pages that show other members as well, but those pages that were taken down were just for V, and everyone else, not a single video of those were taken down apparently. So let me give some light to the situation, try to explain what exactly might be going on. First up, I don't think the label or anyone in the label is taking down specific pages. I think that if you have about 3 or more copyright strikes on your page is automatically just going to be taken down. So it seems as if these pages had potentially a lot of videos that were copyright striked at once. This is a huge difference, however, between copyright strike or takedown and copyright claim. So a copyright strike or takedown is essentially the person who is involved in the video, maybe in the video, and they're saying that I don't want to be in this video, or I don't want to be in this video on your page, so I'm going to ask you to take it down because I have the copyright legal ability to ask you to take it down. And typically only the people who are actually involved in the video can do this copyright takedown thing, because it is actually illegal to file it if you are not that person, and you can be fined and sued for this. So with that explained, it is a little bit strange that some of these pages are being fully taken down and that these videos are being copyright striked as opposed to just copyright claimed, which is typically all that is. It's just a claim that they put on your video, so anytime the video generates money or views or whatever, it goes directly to the label or to that particular artist. So I actually have my own suspicions that this is even HYBE in general, and not just a bunch of haters who have attempted to do this on behalf of trying to get V taken down everywhere. Now, videos accused of being taken down by Min make no sense, because there were videos of Pied Piper, which was performed a long time ago by V, which I don't believe Min was involved in at that point at all. And his fan cams were specifically taken down. Now, fan cams of that performance with other members were kept up. So if she was involved, the whole thing would be taken down, right? Every member would be taken down. Some possible theories as to what might be going on is just the fact that those fan cams were oftentimes getting more views than the original content, and that the label notices that, and they tend to want to control or manage the image of how he is being distributed. Limiting visibility or limiting exposure is also a marketing tactic that can ultimately help the artist. And that leads into the next point, or the next possible reason as to why something like this might happen, which is simply being able to manage how V is being exposed. And this then would be able to reshape his image for his solo career or for other things so that he is seen slightly different. And they might have a specific image for V or specific rebrand of him that maybe would not be great with these fan edits. And then the third reason is that the content that appears, maybe when you search up V, might just be fan content. And it should be his content, right? So that can be annoying because the label might just want official content to show up. People are also recently freaking out over the fact that it seemed as if JK and Winter were spotted together, specifically leaving a restaurant or home or something like that. Someone recorded what seemed to be 2 people walking out of a building, and they kind of looked back to see that this stalker was recording them. This was then posted onto some sort of shady X account, and people have now believed that both of these people are JK and Winter. Now, of course, to keep in mind, this could be anybody because we can't actually see the faces of these people, so we have literally zero clue who we're looking at here. Now, of course, if this is JK, there is a huge concern of how he is being followed and why he is being followed. There is no good reason to, of course, follow anybody, let alone a celebrity, but people are following him specifically because they want to see if he actually is dating someone or Are they following him because they're obsessed with him? And of course, there is a difference between these two things. Not a good difference, but a difference in general. Because obviously if they're following him, they want to see who he's dating. These people are far beyond more mentally deranged than I maybe have initially thought. Reading on the news that someone is dating someone can be something that you think is interesting, or something that you might want to follow along with, or potentially even something that you can get angry at. Fine, I can't fully judge you for that. To go as far as to say that I need to investigate this, I need to physically appear where JK is at and investigate if he actually is dating someone, because I have to know, that borders along insanity, if not already well into the insanity category. My question is the same every single time, which is why do you need to know? Why on earth is it so important for you to get a clear answer? The lengths that people will go to figure out a dating rumor is the same length that someone will go to find someone who killed their family member. Like for that, I can understand why you're stalking and tracking a person, right? To make sure that you get answers, or make sure you kill the person that's killing your family, right? But what is the big deal if someone is dating someone, and why is it so bad that you need to know? It's mentally deranged to think that these people actually felt like they had a chance when they've never met him at all. Like honestly, this is absolutely insane, and to even get that close to JK. Now, do I believe they actually got that close? No, because they probably would have some sort of protection. I believe if the two were dating in any capacity, they would not just be walking around at night together. So I do want to emphasize, I don't even think that this video is of them, but just potentially two Korean people, if they're even Korean. They could be another race as well. Now, it was also recently believed that JK was in Japan, and he was photographed into a building on a window, and he looked fully dressed up. So this was likely an event. This was likely a photo shoot or something like that he was in the building for, and he was definitely not dressed casually. I want to emphasize that. People noticed that Winter was not on the official schedule to have flown to Japan, but allegedly was in Japan around that time. People then say that JK was meeting with Winter, and that it was quite obvious that the two had met during their time in Japan. People brought up the fact that a lot of members of aespa went on trips and did fun things during their excursion in Japan without Winter, and then it was believed that JK did not immediately fly back to Korea once his activities were done. So people assumed that they likely met up. If you don't know either of them very well, you can definitely fall into these rumors and think that they're real. Winter has notable health concerns such as a collapsed lung and whatever else. I mean, if you have issues like that, you must have other issues maybe that are connected to it as well. No one just has one health issue and then that's it. Everything in your body is kind of connected to each other, right? So one health issue can kind of have a domino effect onto everything else. A collapsed lung means it's going to be very difficult to travel. I mean, pretty much any sort of disability or health concern is going to make it really difficult to travel. But that's definitely one of them. In fact, not just difficult, but potentially even risky, like life-threatening. This means when she has an opportunity to not work or to not do anything or to not go out or explore or whatever because she's stressed from traveling, she should definitely do that. And that could explain why she did not take the opportunity to explore, go on to an amusement park or whatever with the rest of her fellow members when they were doing that. JK not heading back to Korea right away has several different implications other than dating implications, such as other work-related things that we don't know about, that either have not been released or will never be released or talked about. 90% of entertainment is paperwork. I just want to emphasize that now. A lot of that stuff is, of course, taken care of by JK and his team and all of them, but likely there is stuff that he needs to deal with himself and stuff that he could need to do, such as admin work, stuff that keeps the business going. He could have investments that we don't know about. There's so much work that he could do that he might have just wanted the time to do that and not fly back immediately. Other things or other issues could be flight delays and stuff like that, where maybe he couldn't get a flight out the next day or the night of, and he doesn't want to fly private all the time. If not really ever, right? I don't really know if they would or wouldn't, but I don't think they normally do. Bottom line is, if the two were out and about in Japan, we would 100% know about it. There would be people taking photos, there would be people provide some evidence of this. Since when does JK go outside without at least some sort of fan footage coming out? The fact that we haven't seen any means to me that they both probably stayed home or at their hotel. Those are just my thoughts. Let me know what you think. Let me know your thoughts. Make sure you check out Patreon. I'll leave a link at the top of the description. Thank you so much for this lovely comment right here. Love you. Bye.